I forgot my mask was on. Okay, so we're reviewing for chapter 3.4 through 3.6 test, which is tomorrow. And we are covering two main things on this test. We are covering the Pythagorean theorem and the coordinate plane. And those are going to be our two focuses for our review today. So right now I want you to pause the video and I want you to write the formula for the Pythagorean theorem down. Do it now. Okay, so here's a couple of examples of Pythagorean theorem. So it gives us a triangle, and this one is nice because it actually tells us what letter is missing. So in my triangle, I just want to remind you of our triangle. Let me draw one down here. That's okay. Draw another triangle, and we're going to label all the parts of it. So remember, the sides that are next to the right angle are called the whats? What are these? The legs. Good. And the legs are what letters do we use to talk about the legs? A and B. Excellent. So write this down. And then the side across from the 90-degree angle is called the what? That's a weird name. So this one is called the hypotenuse. It's a very weird word. And it is what letter? C for the hypotenuse. Okay, so draw that little triangle so that you see all the labeled parts because you're going to need that information on the test tomorrow. Hint, hint. So what I need to do now is plug in the information from triangle number 1 so I can solve it and find out what C equals. I'm just going to plug it right into my formula. So remember, when you're talking about the legs, it doesn't matter which one is the A or which one is the B. So I'm just going to call this one A and this one B, but it really doesn't matter. And then I'm going to plug them into my formula. So I'm going to say 18 squared plus 24 squared equals C squared, because I don't know what C is, so I'm leaving it as C. Okay, so I'm going to do 18 squared. 18 squared is 324. And then I'm going to do 24 squared, which is 576. And then equals C squared. Now, I need to add 324 plus 576. So let's do that. 324 plus 576 equals, that's not right. 324 plus 576 equals 900. So 900 equals C squared. And what's my last step? What? What's the last step?
You have to.
Okay, so I'm going to use the radical sign to take the square root of both sides, and that's going to cancel out my little exponent on my variable. So I just get C equals, and then I'm going to take the square root of 900. So 900 square root is 30. So how long is side C? 30. And I saw down here that they're using inches, so I'm going to write inches. Okay, I want you to pause the video now and try solving number 2 on your own. Go. Okay, Cameron's going to explain how we did number 2. Go.
So, first, you do 8 to the second power to 64 plus
Yep.
5 to the second power, which is 25. And then you add this together and you get 81.
Yep.
So you're not watching.
And then what did we do?
So you then do the reaction sign over C equals C to the second power and cross the 2 out. Then you do a reaction sign over 89 and you get 9.4 and boom.
Excellent. Okay, so C equals 9.4, and you can see up here I wrote feet because that was my units for this answer. They were doing it in feet, okay? So that's all you need to know how to do to solve the Pythagorean theorem tomorrow on the test. You just are going to be plugging in A and B and finding out what C equals. Now we're going to move on to coordinate planes, so make sure you copy all this in your math journal and pause the video, and then we'll be right back with coordinate plane, okay? Okay, the first thing I want you to do is draw a coordinate plane on your paper and label all the parts that you can think of to label. And pause the video, and I'll be right back and show you all the different parts and see if you got them all right. See what I have, okay? All right, so here's what you should have for your coordinate plane. We labeled everything we could possibly think of. We have the x-axis and the y-axis. We have labeled all the quadrants. We have labeled the positive and negative in each quadrant. We have labeled numbers in every direction. Remember, we have positive numbers to the right and up, and we have our negative numbers that go to the left and down. And then the last thing we labeled was our origin. And what are the coordinates for the origin? Anybody? Coordinates for the origin? 0, 0. Okay? So on the test, part of what you're going to have to do is plot some points on the coordinate plane. So remember, when you have your x, y coordinates, you move up or, nope, sorry, I did that wrong. You move left or right for the x value, and you move up or down for the y value. Which way do you go if x is positive? So when x is positive, we move to the right, and when x is negative, we move to the left. And then for y, which way do I move for a positive number on y? Up. And which way do I move for a negative number?
Down.
Yes, so up for positive, down for negative. Okay? So you're going to have to plot some points, and then I'm going to come back with one more problem that you're going to have on your test, and then we're going to be done. Okay? Okay, so here's the last type of problem that you're going to have. It's going to give us 2 points on the coordinate plane, and it's going to say, find the distance between those 2 points. And this is where we put everything together, the Pythagorean theorem and the coordinate plane, and here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is connect my dots, and then I'm going to make a right triangle. So I'm going to come down there and across here. Remember, these are my A and my B, and this missing side, this distance between the 2 points, is my C that I'm trying to find. So how many units long is A in this triangle? Okay, so A is 3. Oh, I just said the wrong thing. That's McNally. Okay, A is 2 squares and B is 3 squares. Now we're going to use our Pythagorean theorem again, plug it in, and solve and find out what C equals. Okay, so A is 2, so I'm doing 2 squared. B is 3, so I'm doing 3 squared, equals C squared. So pause the video and solve and see if you got our answer when we come back. Okay, so this is what we got for our answer. We all got that C equals 3.6. And you could just say units or squares because there's no inches or feet on this one. All right, and that's all for tomorrow's test. So study tonight. Make sure you know that coordinate plane and the Pythagorean theorem formula. And let me know if you have any questions.
You're good.
Bye.